My name is Dennis King, and I'm an alcoholic and addict in long-term recovery. For me, that means I haven't had a drink or a drug since May 7th, 2011. Because of that, today I'm a father, I'm a brother, I'm a friend, I'm an employee, and most of all, I'm reliable, something I was not 10.5 years ago. My story begins like most people, I was born into a middle-class family of six in Queens, New York, and started drinking at the age of 11. I can remember when I was younger, always wanted to be old enough to belly up to the bar when we went to the bars with my family on Saturdays, and we would be able to play the shuffleboard games. But we weren't allowed to go up to the bar, and I always wanted to do that. And, it was something I strived for, and I finally got that wish. At 11, I started drinking on a daily basis. I became a blackout drinker at the age of 13, and I quickly became a member of the CIA, which is a Catholic Irish alcoholic. My drinking career spanned from age 11 to age 46, so 35 years I drank. I didn't attempt anything close to sobriety until 2007. 2007, I was a single father of four children, and I was drinking heavily and using cocaine. And I couldn't do it anymore, and I kind of fell apart really fast. So my children were removed from my custody, which they should have been because I was not a good father. I keep it on myself. Believe that there was no way I could be a good father when I was using, but back then I thought I was. My kids were removed from my care. I then became a weekend father, and I liked that because I didn't have to have any responsibilities. I could do what I wanted all week, and I just had to be semi-conscious on the weekends. And that's what I did for about 2 years until 2009. 2009, it all really fell apart. Um, went to my first rehab in 2007, and from 2007 to 2011, I was in 17 inpatients, 78 hospital visits to the emergency room for alcoholism, and two halfway houses. And 2000 May 5th of 2011, I woke up in the hospital in my hometown, and I really believed at this point that I was done. And I really didn't have anybody left in my life, just my brother. He came to see me. My ex-wife and my children were not coming at all anymore. When my brother came to see me, I kind of made the plan that I was going to go to St. Joe's in Saranac Lake, and I had to wait about a month for a bed. So I was going to go stay at the men's shelter down the road from the hospital. And it was a place that I always felt that I was better than because I wasn't homeless. And now I was going to be homeless. And so I decided I was going to go there. All the preparations for St. Joe's were made, and I got discharged from the hospital on May 7th. As I was coming out, I ran into an old friend whom I haven't seen in about 30 years. And it was his birthday. So instead of going to the shelter, I went to the local bar down the road. Walked in the bar. The bartender knew who I was, and he made my usual drink, which at that time was a screwdriver. I picked that drink up and put it to my lips and drinking it. I looked around and my eyes began to tear, and all I could see was the casualties of my past. And I believe at that point it was when my higher power stepped in, and I slammed the rest of that drink down. I put it down. I said goodbye to my friend, and I haven't had the desire to have a drink since that day. And to me, that's a miracle because alcohol is something that I live for. So I went to St. Joe's, and I'm from Queens and Long Island, and I always considered Rockland County upstate, right over the George Washington Bridge. And now I was going to Saranac Lake. Had no idea where it was, but I knew that it had to have offer me something more and a better life than I was leading. So I got on the train to Albany, and then I got off at Albany, and I was going to be picked up by the St. Joe's van. And the van picked me up, and all we did was drive and drive and drive up the Northway. And I was like, whoa, I've never been this far. I didn't believe New York State was that big at the time because I kind of lived in my little bubble down in Queens and Long Island. So we ride to St. Joe's, and I began to work on myself and began to work on the 12 steps. And my life started to change a little bit. It got a little better because I wasn't having that physical and mental obsession, physical compulsion and mental obsession for alcohol. But I still was a little discordant inside, and I did a lot of work while I was at St. Joe's. I was there for 107 days. From St. Joe's, I decided then to relocate to Plattsburgh to a halfway house, and the halfway house is called Twin Oaks. And I spent 6 months there. Well, I was at St. Joe at Twin Oaks. Sorry, I attended AA, and I also attended outpatient at Champlain Valley Family Center. And between those two, the outpatient and AA, I finally got like a connection, and I kind of felt at home. And I met a lot of good people in AA. They were my kind of people, and they kind of made me feel that I wasn't that weird or abnormal. And I learned at St. Joe's that you can suffer from terminal uniqueness, and I think that's what I had. I thought I had the only one who had these problems, and I dove right into AA. I got a sponsor, got a home group, got a commitment, and I made coffee for 9 years in my home group, and that's what saved my life was that commitment and that obligation. And I finally became obligated to be sober instead of obligated to be intoxicated, which is what I was for a long time. I got my children back in 2014. They were 9 and 7 at the time, and I still have them today. I don't have them; I still raise them. I mean, and they are 17 and 16 right now, and it's incredible the relationship I have with them. I also have a great relationship with my two older children who are 31 and 25, and one lives in Long Island, and my 31-year-old daughter lives up here in Plattsburgh, around the corner from me, and I have a grandson who's 4 years old, and he's never seen me take a drink or a drug, and if I keep doing what I'm doing, he never will. And that's the gift that I received from staying sober. But it was AA and the 12 steps that saved my life. At that point of time in 2011, there really wasn't too many other options out there. The counselor gave you the big book and told you to go to meetings, and you did it, and it worked for me. That doesn't mean that there aren't other pathways to recovery because I support all of them, but my way was AA. And I thank you for listening.